H-O-T-T-O-G-O. This tier list is hot, so let's go. We have finally made it to the fire type tier list. Today we're going to be discussing how Girlypop each and every one of the fire type Pokemon in the Pokemon universe is. I'm talking about Mega Evolutions, Pokemon that change to a fire type, Gigantamax forms. What else is there? The mask forms of Ogerpon, like every single fire type Pokemon. So let's get started by talking about the tiers. The top tier is Mother. These are Pokemon that are definitely Girlypop, but they're going 120%. They're going forward. They're pushing the envelope. The second tier is Girlypop. This is self-explanatory. These Pokemon are Girlypop. The third tier is okay. These Pokemon could definitely be Girlypop, but they could also go another direction. These Pokemon tend to be more accessories to an aesthetic team. They also tend to have variation in their aesthetics. We appreciate what they give, but it's very much a possibility that they could go the other way. The fourth tier is looks around. This is getting a little bit suspicious. And then the last tier is skip. Moving on. Starting off with the Charmander line. For the people who are just now getting to know me on YouTube, I know that I'm about to step on some toes here. I feel as though I'm walking on glass, but I am a Capricorn stellium, so I don't care. I don't like the Charmander line. I will give flowers to Charmander. It's okay, because it's very cute. Charmeleon is looks around. Charizard in every single one of its forms is a skip. I don't understand why we have to give this one Pokemon so much love. Every time Pokemon starts hitting the zeitgeist and becoming popular again and everybody wants to play Pokemon, everyone's talking about Charizard, I'm getting bored of the conversation. Vulpix immediately says, okay, somebody needs to strike a balance here because Charizard's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 in Generation 10, 6 by the time we get to Pokemon Legends 3, 7 when we go to Generation 11. Like, that's the trend that we're seeing with Charizard. Vulpix says somebody has to strike a balance in the original 150. It will be me. Vulpix is Girlypop. Ninetales, Mother. I love that Ninetales immediately locked in like a very mythological, high femme, graceful, eleganza aesthetic. You have to give credit to that. Being in the original 150, it really is impressive that she's able to retain such motherness, like what, 25 plus years into the game? Girl. And I want to stop right here and talk about this real quick. The fire typing is going to be a different flavor of Girlypop, as we've seen with each and every one of them. The fire type, I feel like from first glance, from the way it feels, I'm an Aries rising, so I'm like, it's gotta be a little bit more fierce. And I think Ninetales is the first one to exemplify that, because she isn't like, ooh, femme fatale, like Bayonetta coded. That's not what she's necessarily giving. She could give that if she wanted to, but there is a softness to her. There's like a sort of... That's the only way I can describe it, is just as opposed to like in your face. Y'all know that one meme? Attitude.
Attitude. Now walk off. Attitude. Now walk off.
She's not giving that all the way. She's giving a little bit of attitude. And like, I feel like that nuance is where we're trying to strike right here. Growlithe is once again going into that territory that Charmander has established for this typing. I want to say that Growlithe is okay. Arcanine is also going to be okay. And this is really crazy because in the rock typing, we were considering it a lot differently for the Hisuian Growlithe and Arcanine. I have to say that they're also okay. I can't give them as many flowers in comparison to the rock type video because Vulpix and Ninetales have quickly established what Girlypop and motherness can be in the fire type. Now Ponyta starts following in that lead of Vulpix. Ponyta is Girlypop. Rapidash, I don't know if I can give Rapidash mother. Rapidash in its representation in comparison to Ninetales isn't as strong. Yes, we do love Rapidash, right? She's definitely Girlypop, but I fear that no, I gotta say, I feel hesitation in putting her in Girlypop. I have to say she's mother. a softer mother, a weaker mother, but let's be real, not everybody's going to be able to slay like Ninetales, because if we were doing an entire Pokédex type of video, Ninetales would still be mother. You get what I'm saying? This is such a tragedy because Marowak itself, especially for like some of the millennial girly pops, that's me included because I'm 28. We love Marowak. She does have like that one arc, but she, for some reason, she's lost her ability to be in the spotlight, and for that I have to give her okay. Magby gives Girlypop, and this is kind of crazy, but the rest of the evolutions also give Girlypop to me. I didn't learn this until I started streaming my shiny hunts, and we had one discussion, and it's actually come up a few times, but for some reason she gives like kind of goth girl. She gives like the more alt chick. It's because of that choker. I never really acknowledged the choker. I know that this one's going to be a little bit of a contentious one, so I want the girls who are getting what I'm saying to come to my defense right now. The Magby line is Girlypop. It is. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is a cup of tea. Paldean Tauros. In the consideration of Girlypopness, now that we've already got a pretty clear definition of what Girlypop can be, and considering the fact that of the Tauros, of Paldea, I think that this is kind of the weakest one. Looks around. If we were doing an Eevee tier list, I would put Flareon down way below. But Flareon itself, as a fire type, does stand out in the Girlypop category. Girlypop. This is crazy. I'm always very surprised by the outcome when I get the chance to just like sit down and talk about the Pokemon. There is a lot of personality here. There's a lot of different serves here. There's a lot of different energies here, and they all are clear in their intention. And Moltres, I don't think that Moltres as a legendary has aged quite well. It looks like a turkey on fire. It reminds me of Thanksgiving gone wrong. Skip. Sorry, Skip. I just don't think that of the three birds, she's really giving what Articuno or Zapdos gives. One of them has to lose. Cyndaquil is a lovable Pokemon. I cannot say that it's going below okay. I think Cyndaquil is okay. The second evolution looks around. I don't think that it's one of the strongest second evolutions, and this is something that I've noticed about myself as I've started to do the tier list specifically. I have an issue with the second evolutions. I do like a lot of second evolutions, but when I'm talking about how much they serve, I really do think that they come off a little bit weaker. Typhlosion is also looks around. It goes way too it's veering into that Charizard lane, and this is the issue that I have with the fire type. Charizard has established such strong precedence for the fire type that it feels as though many of the Pokemon have to follow suit with it, especially the starters. Now, Hisuian Typhlosion was a breath of fresh air. When Legends came out and we discovered that we were going to get Hisuian Typhlosion, the concept was, quite frankly, amazing, really fun. I think all of us were excited to have one on our team, and I think for the spooky girl representation, we have to say that that's Girlypop. Slugma has the little pigtails, right? And that's what I just think of, like, I really think of the little pigtails. I do think that that's kind of Girlypop. I think Slugma's Girlypop. Magcargo is okay. It's okay. Houndour itself, to me, looks around. However, Houndoom getting the connotation of Karen being Karen's ace and just sweeping people with that Houndour. Karen is a fashion icon. She gives that minimalistic chic Y2K. I don't think that we really talk about Karen enough, but she is one of those Girlypop trainers. I know a lot of people are asking me for trainer analyses. I promise we will get to that one day. But because Houndour is so weighted and contextualized by Karen, I have to say that it's Girlypop. Mega Houndoom is really cool to me. I think that that's such a cool Pokemon. I want to say it looks around though. I just have to say it looks around. I don't know. I think some Pokemon like Garchomp with Cynthia, Houndoom with Karen, you have to acknowledge its context. It feels like I'm erasing herstory when I look past that. Entei is my favorite. Is it the dogs or the cats? I swear, Suicune, Raikou, and Entei, I keep forgetting if they're dogs or cats. Those three, Entei is my personal favorite. I don't think it gives Girlypop, but it is my personal favorite. Entei itself looks around. Gouging Fire, Look, I know that it's controversial. A lot of the paradox forms, I thought that they were all really cool. All of the dinosaur ones, the prehistoric ones, the more primitive ones, I thought that they were really cool, but I can totally get where people are coming from and how they didn't like it. For that, I'm gonna say that Gouging Fire is a skip, yeah. Ho-Oh represents a certain flavor of girl that is watching this right now. And when I say girl, I use that term more like jokingly, like bro or something like that. The girls who are watching this video right now, I hear you about Ho-Oh. I feel trepidation putting her in Girlypop. I will say that she's okay. Torchic itself is Girlypop. Okay, I'll give that. I'll give that. Now, Miss Chicken KFC, skip. Blaziken, the bell bottoms, she's giving 70s. She's giving, I don't know, she's fierce. It almost feels like Cher to me, like the type of energy that Cher has. For that, I will say, this is kind of weird, Girlypop. And then the Mega is gonna be okay. I gotta stop here and observe because the fire type, I'm not used to the fire type, okay? I feel like this is a pretty good one. I feel like this is a pretty good one so far. What do you guys think? Okay, let's keep going. Numel is Girlypop, and while I do think Camerupt is a super cute Pokemon, I have to say it's okay, and its Mega becomes a looks around because the concept itself is really fun, but she's not fitting up there with the Girlypops. I'll say Torkoal is okay. Torkoal in its essence is a very understated Pokemon, and that's why it's so loud. It's a slow moving Pokemon. It kind of like doesn't have any evolutions, by the way. Why doesn't Torkoal have an evolution? But in its essence, it's supposed to be a more like understated Pokemon, and I respect that. That's why it's going into okay. Castform is gonna give it to you every time. I don't understand why people rag on Castform. I feel like Castform is a victim to like that echo chamber mentality that you see on the internet, where you see a joke enough or you see something said enough that you start to believe that it's true. Objectively, Castform is an amazing serve, and the only reason why people do not give it its flowers is because people started dogging on it before it had a chance for the Girlypops to enter into the discussion. Be so real about that one. Girlypop. Mega Groudon, it's not in consideration, skip. Chimchar is Girlypop. That's a really cute little Pokemon, and y'all know I love the monkey Pokemon. However, I'll put my bias aside. As much as I love this line, and I also love the shinies of this line, Monferno and Infernape, Monferno's a skip. That's a bad evolution in my opinion. Infernape, it's a looks around. It's a looks around. A weak looks around. A teetering on skip. I just don't believe that it deserves to be in the same category as Charizard. Because Charizard almost feels like it's I don't know if it's come across yet, but Charizard quite literally, I don't like that Pokemon. I don't like her. Now, because when we're speaking about Oven Rotom, because the fire type has such aggression isn't the right word. It's very fierce and forthcoming. It's in your face, really. So that can feel very intense. And I think if you want to be in Mother, you have to know how to wield that intensity in a very poised kind of way. I think that's why we don't see so much motherness in the fire type, because there's a lot of personality in the fire type, as you can see in the Girlypop, but it goes in so many different directions. You've got like super cute, you've got super fierce, all kinds of different supers, but I want to see it wielded with finesse. So with all that being said, when we're discussing Oven Rotom, as much as I don't really like the Rotom forms, in the fire context, I think that it's quite funny. I'm gonna say that Oven Rotom is okay. Heatran, while I don't really like the legendaries like that, Heatran looks around. He's a kind of silly guy. He really is kind of a silly guy. Victini, as I said before, is the first canon they them in the history of ever existing. For that, I have to say that it's at least Girlypop. This is kind of crazy. I did not think that I'd be doling out so many Girlypops, but Tepig is Girlypop. Now the rest of its evolution line, I'll say it's a skip. It's a skip. Personally, I love the Tepig line, but I know it's a skip. Pansear and Simisear are definitely Girlypop. Pansear is okay, and Simisear, Girlypop, right? The Darumaka line, I don't think that they give. Really, in the fire typing has so much personality. Homegirl, y'all aren't really giving. Darumaka, I'll say it's okay because it is cute. It's round. I think if you keep it round, you're going to automatically give cute. The Zen mode, skip. I don't really ever see girly pop trainers considering that. Darmanitan, skip. And then it's regional, skip. Like, not really interested in that. Ooh, Chandelore's here. Chantal's Pokemon are here. Hi, Chantal. Okay, so Litwick is girly pop. Lampent is a little spooky. Lampent is okay. I don't know, but I feel like in the fire typing, Chandelure really stands out among the rest. Not only is she here to represent the witchy girlies, but she's here to give you an image. And she really, by Generation 5, was giving something that we've never seen before. Ooh, that's spooky because she's mother. I did not expect that, but she's definitely giving mother. She's definitely giving mother. Heatran. Wait, Heatmor. Heatmor? That's a flop on arrival. That's a skip. That's a skip. Larvesta. As a fire type, I think Larvesta's okay. Miss Valkyariana is mother. I've already discussed this before. I don't personally go out of my way for her, but I do know that she has made a huge impact on a lot of trainers, and the silhouette is just gorgeous. Like, to this day, she's one of the most gorgeous bug type Pokemon, and to be able to represent the bug type and the fire type so seamlessly, you gotta give your tens to her. So that's mother. Iron Moth does not compare. She doesn't. She's immediately juxtaposed to Slitherwing, which is arguably a more gorgeous Pokemon. The concept does eat down, but I mean, Volcarona is always going to eat down no matter how she's serving. It's a looks around for me. It really is a looks around for me. When I'm looking at the OK has a sense of cuteness, has a sense of charm, maybe has a sense of comedy, but like looks around tends to be weighed down by the fact that it has that almost too mean, angry, brutalist type of fierceness, not like this sort of like, you know. Reshiram, this one is going to be a hard one for me because y'all know how I feel about legendaries. I do think that legendaries are a little bit overplayed, but I gotta give flowers to Reshiram. She's girly pop. Hi, Reshiram. Now, Fennekin. We haven't done this one yet. Let's go ahead and do it. For the girls who are new, you're gonna catch on really quick. 1, 2, 3. Mother. Second evolution. 1, 2, 3. Mother. Third evolution. 1, 2, 3. Mother. Before I go to sleep every night, I ask the universe, the stars, whatever is listening to me, for Pokemon Legends, for Generation 10, for Generation 11, for any type of spin-off game or mainline entry, please give us a regional Fennekin line. This Pokemon, the whole Fennekin line really speaks to a lot of different people, but I want to ask, because every time I get the chance to talk to the girly pops, I want to know, which one is your favorite? Mine is personally Braixen. I don't know if I ever say it right because I mostly just read Pokemon. Like, I play the games more, so I end up reading the names before I actually know what they sound like. My personal favorite is Braixen, but I feel like there is space for girly pops in each of the lines. I want to know what your favorite Fennekin is. Fletchinder is a looks around. I think that's like it's like a no, it just kind of like blends into the background, and that's sort of how they relegated the birds. I call it the bird type. I know that the flying type exists, but the flying type has been slept on so much, and what the flying type frankly is one of the typings that should get a lot of love and should get like a sort of soft remix in the game. I'm not saying like totally revamp the typing, but give it some love. And they've sort of created, by the time Fletchinder has come out, the birds are supposed to just like be in the background. And I think that that's so sad. I think that it's so tragic that the birds don't get this chance. Talonflame kind of feels the same way to me. It looks around. Litleo is okay. Male Pyroar is also okay because I do think that he serves. But he does not serve the way that female Pyroar does, and that is girly pop. Volcanion came out in an era where I feel like the mythicals and legendaries were just getting lost in the sauce, and you can tell by their designs. No hate really, but that's a skip to me. That's a skip. Litten, I think when Litten first came out, I have to think about when Litten came out before we discovered how it evolved. Litten is girly pop. Toracata It's okay. I think because it looks like a cat, I'm a little bit more forgiving. And Incineroar is also... it's okay. It gives such like goofy, dumb himbo energy that I can't help but feel a little bit endearing towards it. I think Oricorio deserves Mother. Alola really showed how Mother the Pokédex can become. I was just talking about how the bird Pokemon were relegated to being in the background and almost becoming like halfway thought out. It's almost like they were forced to make the bird Pokemon. Like they don't like them, you know? But Oricorio is much different. And that is so Alola. That is so Alola in Generation 7 to take these sort of meta tropes that have been established within Pokemon and just flip it on its head. Something was in the air, something was in the water when they went to make Generation 7, because that oh my goodness, Generation 7 is one of the best Pokemon eras of all time. Salandit is okay. It's cute. Salazzle? Mother. Was that another Generation 7 Pokemon? Let's see. It was Gen 7. Maybe. Something was in the water. Something was in the water, baby. But sometimes that water got a little bit weird because this turtle one, I don't even remember its name. Turtonator? What was going on? What's that? Skip. Blacephalon? Come on, Clowncore. Come on. Girlypop. I love the aesthetic of Blacephalon. That's such a cool Pokemon to me. Scorbunny gets to be Girlypop, and so does Raboot. I think that Raboot, even though it goes into like a more boily pop territory, it's kind of giving like a bushy-tailed like Boy Scout type of aesthetic. It's giving fashion at the same time. Sometimes you just have to mention the shiny. The Raboot shiny is pretty cool. I think Raboot's a pretty cool Pokemon. Cinderace starts going into that fierce, like brash Charizard territory to me. That it's just the vibe. I feel like y'all get what I'm saying, right? Scorbunny is okay. Scorbunny's looks around. Its Gigantamax is the weakest to me of the 3 starters that got the Gigantamax. That's also looks around. While editing this, I have to disagree with myself. Raboot needs to be an okay because there's no way that it should be ranked higher than like Hisui and Growlithe, Larvesta, Cyndaquil, things like that. I just really like the shiny, and I think that it's an interesting silhouette, but when we're thinking about Girlypop, it's nothing of the sort. No. I have to talk about Colossal first, because we talked about this in the rock type, right? Colossal has that matriarch moment, but I just feel like it has to be an okay. The fire type has too much working with it, and we have to be honest, Colossal really struggles to compete with a lot of the personalities within Girlypop. Its second evolution, frankly, is a skip. Its Gigantamax, also a skip. Sizzlipede is looks around. Ooh, I feel bad for the Gen 8 fire types because there's a lot to compete with at this point. Centiskorch looks around. Gigantamax looks around. Y'all know that I've given my flowers to Centiskorch. I love that Pokemon. I think it's so cool, and I honestly think that it was slept on. But when you're in the fire type, you've got to be loud. Like, Let's Get Loud by Jennifer Lopez. Fuecoco is Girlypop. I think all the starters of Generation 9 are at least Girlypop. Its second evolution is really funny to me. Every time it pops out of a Pokeball, I can't help but giggle. I'll say that it's okay. Skeledirge to me gives the gay uncle who is an amazing jazz singer, and he gives you the comp tickets to the local bar that he sings jazz at. And because of that, I'm giving him Girlypop. I feel like some of the girls in the comments are going to fight with me about that, but I'm going to stand by that. I'm going to stand by that one. Charcadet is okay. It's definitely cute. It's definitely cute. Armarouge and Cerulege. Ooh, this is weird. This is weird because I thought this would be different by the time we got here, because I feel like I've covered some of this line before. Cerulege, I honestly think is Girlypop in the fire type. Armarouge is okay. Armarouge just looks around. Oh my god. Armarouge just looks around because, frankly, Cerulege has a silhouette has a concept and a moment that just goes further, that you can't help but acknowledge it. And in my opinion, Armarouge is my favorite Pokemon, but when I'm really trying to be objective and I'm looking at the competition, Armarouge does not compare. Scovillain. I get what you're trying to do. I get the concept, I do, but that's a skip. It's a skip. I love peppers. I love peppers. Chi-Yu is Girlypop. It's a little goldfish, and it's really cute. The Ruinous Pokemon got slept on so bad, and Chi-Yu still was able to stand out amongst the crowd and said, I have 5 minutes of screen time, and it's all I need. And Ogerpon, at this point, Ogerpon, in the rock typing you were giving, because I was like really like hungry and thirsty for any type of serve. But in the fire type, this just feels like attention seeking behavior. It's okay. It's okay. You're cute, but just for this generation. Okay, so that's the fire type tier list. I know that I sound crazy when I say this, but I really want these videos to be good and entertaining, and I really want to like give my honest opinion. But I also am going through like so many Pokemon that I'm like, gosh, I hope that I give every single one of them the best sort of representation and discussion that they deserve, because frankly, I love all Pokemon. If I didn't love every single Pokemon, I would not be able to talk about them in this way. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for supporting the video. And I'll see you guys next time. Whatever you guys are up to, if you're watching this video while at work, if you're studying, if you're, I don't know, gardening, doing the dishes, cleaning the house, organizing files that you haven't really touched in the closet for a minute. I keep my files in my closet. Folding your laundry, whatever it is, I hope it goes by super well and super fun. And I'll see you next time. Bye.